Hello, how are you?
First of all, could you start by telling me what attracted you to this film?
I think it was the sheer complexity of it and how daunting it was to take on. I always like to challenge myself, and I thought that this would be a good opportunity to do that.
Were there any special challenges for you at the time? 'Cause it wasn't the easiest time.
Yes, I mean, my father, who was the love of my life, really died 2 weeks before filming, so I was coping with all of that while I was actually doing the work. And I think in a way it was a cathartic experience to play Sylvia at that time and be so kind of have those parallel emotions and really delve into them. And yeah.
Had you been a fan of Sylvia Premiere's work? Were you familiar with it?
I was familiar with it a bit. I had read The Bell Jar when I was younger, but I hadn't read too many of the poems. Obviously, when I found out I was going to do the film, I spent a lot of time doing research and reading practically everything I could get my hands on.
And what are you working on at the moment? Have you had a chance to take a break?
I've taken a little break. I'm now working on a film adaptation of Proof, the play that I did at the Donmar Warehouse a year and a half ago with John Madden, which is a great experience.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Gwyneth Paltrow from AP. How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So how do you go about being Sylvia Premiere, someone of such frequency? How do you go about relating to somebody like her, consumed by love and like that? How do you
Right.
go about it?
I think just to get as in touch as possible with just the essence of, your emotional self and life. And she seemed, from everything I've read and from the people that I've spoken to who knew her, she just lived in such an extreme way, whether she was amazingly unhappy or very, very happy. She just seemed to really live extremely all of the time. So I just, tried to align myself with what that must be like.
And why do you think people should go and see this film? Because, people know about Sylvia Premiere, they know a lot. So is that why you
I'm sorry?
Why do you think people should see the film?
Well, I think it's just such a beautifully told, emotional, passionate story between Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes and what happened. And I think it's just very beautifully told, very passionate.
And how do you do it?
Oh, I don't read them, so I completely stay out of it, totally, and that's the way that I manage to deal with it.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
GM.
Hello. Gwyneth, tell me, the critics have been saying this is a film that finally challenges your enormous acting abilities. You must be pleased with comments like that. You wouldn't disagree.
Yes, I'm thrilled that the reviews have been so positive of my work and everything. It's just so lovely, especially when you push yourself to the extent that I did when I did the film, and I really gave everything I had and worked so hard. So it's really rewarding, to have people like it.
And we have had a lot of high-profile American stars coming to live in London, Madonna. You spend a lot of time here.
I do.
There's talk of possibly Britney buying a place here. What tips would you give her if she was thinking of doing that?
I would tell her to get a scooter because it's the easiest way to get around in traffic.
And another question. On the other hand, you're here to talk about your film, but
Right.
the British media do have an obsession about you and your relationship with Chris Martin. How do you deal with that?
I really disengage from it. I don't read any tabloid papers, and I just keep myself completely in a bubble and just pretend that it doesn't go on, and that's the way that I'm able to conduct my life in the way that I want to conduct it.
Does that obsession make any sense to you? Can you understand why people are so interested?
Not really, especially because I feel like I'm a pretty low-key person. I've only come out and do events like this about once a year, so.
Well, what's it like being in London and doing an event like this?
It's lovely. It's really.
Can I ask you a final question
Sure.
about the sex scene? I think people want to ask about that anyway. How does it feel when you know your partner, Chris, is going to watch it, and how does he respond to it?
I'm sorry. That's all getting a tad too personal.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.